it does so well for itself.
Oh, yes, yes. Anyway, today's a special day in the realm, for early this morning, His Majesty the King,
Praise be his name,
declared in a proud and honest announcement that his daughter, the illustrious, enchanted, beautiful, and noble princess, is now prepared to be married. However, unlike many previous royal matches in the kingdom, which were carefully thought out and arranged so that the groom would already be a member of the royal court of a neighboring kingdom or the like, this time the king's beloved daughter has been granted the privilege of choosing her own husband from the available group of suitors.
And when she does choose one of us, we will be, or at least one of us will be, even more prominent in His Grace's court.
These three highly esteemed knights believe themselves to be the most qualified and worthy of winning the princess's hand, though not all is certain, and power is often a fickle mistress.
In other words, it's just a matter of which of us three the princess takes most to her fancy. Me, from a long legacy of glorious family achievements. I'm sure she would be most proud to continue my legendary lineage, which spans countless generations.
You may have a long line of family history, but that can't be compared to the vast sums of wealth which I possess. My many treasures contained in my many castles and estates are laden with gold coins, pristine jewels, and exotic treasures from around the world. I have erected magnificent statues and other tributes of art from my collection to the royal family and to His and Her Grace. When the princess chooses me to marry, both our families' net worth will double. The kingdom, as a result, shall enter a new golden age of prosperity and wonder.
It's at this precise moment that knight number one finally decides he's heard enough.
You're damn right I have. Well, I respect my fellow knights here well enough for their deeds and accomplishments, although they truly do pale in comparison to mine. I have conquered the most fearsome of foes, scaled the mightiest of mountains, bravely swam in the deepest parts of the sea, and flown with freedom on the top of the grandest of dragons across the land. Such heroic accomplishments are beyond worthy of earning the hand of our fair princess. And recalling daring deeds has brought upon yet another equally great thirst. Squires, bring refreshments for myself and my brother knights as they are. We are parched!
Yes, Squire, this time you made yourself useful.
The squire continues to enter and brings a wine goblet and cups to the table for the knights.
Yes, my lord.
Ah! There's a good lad, always knows it's a great honor to serve his heroes of the kingdom. What a pleasure it must be to be you.
It is, my lord.
Don't you forget it, Squire.
He makes a lunge at the squire and stops just a few inches short. The squire, who is pouring his drinks, has to try very hard not to spill and regain composure after flinching a little. The knights erupt into laughter. After he finishes pouring the drink and hands it to knight number two.
I shall not, my lord.
Unbeknown to the company of knights, the princess has been nearby and listening in on the conversation.
Princess enters, calmly strolling to join the party.
My lady.
Good morning, gentlemen.
The knights all throw themselves at her feet, kneeling to her attention. The squire hangs back with a tray between his arms, as is his jug.
Your Highness, have you already come to a decision? Does one of us have the honor,
The esteemed privilege
the unparalleled glory
of winning
of winning
Of winning your hand in marriage.
Princess flashes a quick, cautious glance at the squire and stands tall.
I nearly finished all my considerations for each of you, and need only this last eve before declaring my place tomorrow.
The knights bow low, princess exits. Knights return to their seats.
Aha! What an exciting time to be alive, and for each of us to be such champions of life, with the merits and high accomplishments, each in our own right, that one can hope to obtain in a single lifetime.
went on, with each knight continuing to boast of his accomplishments and feelings of entitlement. Whenever one wanted for any more food, drink, or means of entertainment, the squire was called over without hesitation, or reserves of grace and attitude. For he is a servant to them, and they each consider him to be their very own personal plaything. Since knights 1 and 2 left their squires back home when they journeyed to the main castle.
Scene 2. Lights down, Squire escorts each knight to his room where they will be staying for the rest of the night in the king's castle.
Good night, my lords.
The squire walks through the hallway and begins to descend the stairs towards his quarters when he hears something. He stops.
Psst, over here.
My lady, is all well?
Yes, everything is fine, but I wish to speak with you.
With me? My lady? Oh, of course. What's on your mind?
It's just that ever since we were children growing up together, you've always been kind and honest with me. Standing up to the bigger boys and they would tease me at times. At the times where my father's men were close at hand. You don't care how they ridicule you even today. You still served faithfully and protected me, not first because I am the daughter of the king, but because I was your friend. The knights taunt and boss you around, yet you remain a dutiful and dedicated squire. Why is this? What keeps you so steadfast and true throughout all these years and many challenges?
My lady, I realized early on in life that we often do not have full control of our situation and social standards, but we can still be grateful for what we do have and make the best of it. I serve you and the knights without falter because I accept my position and believe that true honor comes not from boasting about it, but humility in the accomplishments of one's deeds in life. And such I am proud to serve this wonderful kingdom as best I can, but feel no need to roar in its exaltation in the peasants across the land of its wonders and champions. I am content with simply striving for greatness in itself, and that to me is its own reward.
I see, Master Squire. Thank you for elaborating to me your strong and firm beliefs.
You are most welcome, my lady.
Know this, that no matter who I choose to wed tomorrow, I am both faithful and proud to have a squire such as you serving in my father's court.
It's a true honor, my lady.
Scene 3. Morning comes, the three knights gather at the throne room, all very excited. Squire enters as well and stands behind attentively.
And so the day has come when the princess has decided she is ready to announce her decision of marriage, and thus induct one lucky man forever into the royal family.
May the best knight win.
Ah, the waiting is killing me. Squire, I am too anxious to either eat or drink. Stand over there so that I may throw walnuts at you.
If that is your wish, my lord.
Ah, take that.
Flings a walnut. Flings a walnut at the squire. The other knights watch and derive great amusement. At this, they start to laugh, and after a short while, they too join in.
Even the narrator joins. Let me have a crack at that.
Knight 1 also begins chucking walnuts and helping the squire with them, who stands there unfazed, making no attempts to dodge out of the way. Suddenly, the princess enters through the main doors, approaches the group, having had ample opportunities to see the knights throwing walnuts at the squire.
What are you both doing?
The knights, shocked, dropped the walnuts they were about to throw at the squire.
Yes.
Princess?
We weren't expecting you until the trumpeters sounded off to announce your arrival.
I asked them not to play this time. That way I could enter into the natural state that is my suitors awaiting me. And I am greatly disappointed. He is your faithful servant. Just because you are his lord, and you two left your squires behind, does not mean you should make fun at his expense, without any consideration for his feelings.
Oh, my lady, your highness, we were just having a bit of a joke. He doesn't mind.
Not at all. Really. It's all right, my lady. I've grown quite accustomed to it.
Well, it's not all right with me. You're a human being just as much as they are. In fact, I consider you to be more of a human than they have been behaving, more of a human than they have behaving like in years.
My lady! You can't mean that. He's but a lowly squire, a servant to our needs and whims.
I do mean it precisely because of that. He understands what it is to be honorable, to serve a cause that is greater than just himself and his own list of heroic deeds or entitlements. He hasn't had an easy life since birth, his every wish catered for, and a full career set up for him from the beginning. He's had to work to get where he is now, without the luxuries you each take for granted. He has taken more ridicule from each of you than any member of our proud kingdom should have to endure. This ends now. We'll all treat him with more respect and appreciation, and you'd all better start showing it before I decide he is a better squire than any of you lots deserve.
Yes, my lady, as you command.
Each man pats the squire gently on the shoulder, assuring him.
And now, for my decision of who will be my cherished prince.
Now, please, my lady, there is no rush.
Yes, won't you come and sit down with us first?
Would you like some, walnuts? Or the squire can fetch us all a drink.
That won't be necessary, but very well. I shall sit as I proclaim my choice, though I have already made my decision in full. This last evening, actually. Are you all ready to hear it?
Yes, my lady.
My lady.
After careful consideration, I decided that I won't marry you night number 3.
Do you know my vast treasure troves?
There are many things in this world more valuable than money, and grand heaps of wealth or precious jewels and artifacts. While my family and I appreciate your giant statues and generous donations to the crown's many projects and costs, I want to marry someone with more inner riches. Someone who puts more stock in the qualities of unconditional kindness and compassion than in the contents of their purse. Thank you for your continued efforts and loyal service nonetheless.
You did. I see. To you, treasure is but a passing necessity. Physical wealth is but an object that enables the progress of something more important. To you, it is not the source of all that is worthwhile, the cause of true happiness, as it is to me. I understand your viewpoint, Princess, and I am sorry you don't feel the same way as me. Were we to marry, our family's treasure would have doubled and even tripled over time. But hearing your words have left me feeling suddenly very empty inside. Even with my full vaults of loot waiting for me at home. Perhaps it is time for some soul searching and rediscovery of what really matters. Thank you, Princess.
Moving on now. Night number 2. Throughout due deliberation, I've come to decide that I won't
Wait,
be married.
what? By the heavens, my fair lady, why in the world not? You know, fuck you. You know that my family has a very long and successful lineage of gallant knights. Wouldn't it be your utmost honor to join me and sire my several sons to carry on this torch throughout the next generation and countless ones thereafter?
Yes, I am well aware of your family history and all its many proud deeds.
As you should.
But traditions don't last forever. It may well be time for you to break with them and to seek a new life, a better life. Who knows? You may even find true love in the least expected of places. Instead of the royal and nobles' courts, perhaps even a peasant village will have a wonderful grove. You just haven't met yet.
You insult me, my lady.
That is not my intention. But for you to broaden your horizons and consider that a real family of quality is made up of not its titles and positions, but the warmth in the family itself, no matter the origin or social status. Think on that, Sir Knight, and thank you to yourself and to your family thus far for your loyal and continued service.
Bye-bye.
I shall, my lady. Although I'm having a hard time accepting it just now, I know deep inside with time, I will be able to follow your advice and seek my own life, despite my family's roots and outdated structure. Thanks for this question, right there. Right. On the other side.
And now, as for you, Sir Knight number 1.
I know. It's me you choose. And I have won. I knew you'd make the right choice. And now I can add marrying the princess to my long list of achievements. Yes, my love.
No, Sir Knight, this is not the case.
choose?
After thorough thinking and theorizing, I decided that I would not marry you knight number one. Not because you lack any accomplishments, having proven yourself 1,000 times over in that field, but because you've grown more and more arrogant with each new feat. So much to the point that you've forgotten why you took it upon yourself to conquer such challenges in the first place. Losing your humility, your appreciation for mortality, and the true essence of pushing your limits in the original quest to bring honor and glory to the kingdom for each of its citizens. You are enormously powerful, both physically and mentally. Nobody doubts this, but you've traded the best parts of your humanity for power. Can you remember how long it's been since you accomplished something others view as great, without feeling the need to boast about it wherever you go? How long has it been since you last reached the peak of a magnificent mountain, swam in a shining sea, felled an elite enemy, or flown a majestic divine dragon in freedom and considered that to be in its own reward? Can you honestly tell me that doing good for the sake of doing good, despite how affected your reputation, felt less good than doing something amazing and then telling everyone about it as far as your voice could carry the words? How have your deeds shaped you?
Aw, snap.
You are right, of course, my lady. I've gotten so caught up in the fame and fortune of mighty deeds that I have become obsessed with the gratification that comes with the telling of tales of them. I realize now that I began performing great acts of heroism more for the ability to brag about the story of it than for the accomplishing of the deed itself. And for that I am truly ashamed. Thank you, Princess, for allowing me to take a step back and see myself in a different light. New perspective, one that isn't always shouting about his many accomplishments and those to come. I understand now why you don't want to marry me, and I respect that. As much as I have much to learn and need time to grow back to my original chivalrous self. The one that cared less about how good a story could sound and more about doing his job right. That the kingdom may continue to thrive in harmony. Harmony.
I am glad I could help you to realize this, and I thank you for your continued service and heroism, which will hopefully soon be revitalized with a newly kindled sense of purpose and humility.
Yes, my lady, I think this will be the case, but Princess,
Yes.
your decision, you've gone through all three of us and still haven't chosen your prince.
That's right, my lady. Who will you choose?
Surely you will be staying in the royal court, not considering some other noble or those of lower birth. We thought us three the favorites. Naturally, even with our flaws, which you so graciously pointed out to us.
Yes, thank you,
Your Highness.
This is true, my friends. I've decided my prince will indeed be a member of our royal court, but it isn't one of you. I think you can guess based on who remains.
She says, smiling,
He's got the voice of
she
God.
approaches the squire, who has been watching and listening patiently, and with acute interest this entire time. All eyes now fall upon him.
You, Master Squire, shall be my prince.
Suddenly, the three knights undergo a dramatic transformation, and were once they would have acted with appall in reaction to this, they're all very proud now and graceful.
Hooray for Master Squire!
Attaboy! I always knew you had it in you.
Oh, she couldn't have made a better choice.
This is one of the bigger Sir Squire, you have everything I seek in a prince. Humility and righteous deeds of action, willingness to start a family, and sire worthy heirs to the throne of our beautiful kingdom, and a boundless supply of inner wealth. Treasures in the form of good qualities, riches in the shapes of pure intentions. All complete with what I've known since childhood is a warm and loyal heart. Do you accept my hand in marriage, and will you see this through for the rest of our lives together, no matter how they turn out?
Oh, I do, and I will, my lady. I've always loved you from the deepest parts of my soul, and I know we will find true happiness in the ages to come.
Then let's go tell my father at once. We have a wedding to plan.
Raise a cheer, lads, to our new, highly esteemed prince and the wise and kind princess. Hooray!
And so the squire and the princess were married, and a new time of honor and benevolence took flight throughout the kingdom. The knights, having learned something truly valuable lessons about themselves and this life, would on to share this knowledge and experience throughout the land. And they always remained true and beloved protectors of the royal family and the realm. The squire and the princess went on to have many healthy and heroic children who were wonderful in both aspirations and accomplished deeds. Thanks to the sacrifices and contributions in the name of a welcoming home, beloved land, and a pursuit of peace, the kingdom lived in grace and splendor for the rest of its days, able to overcome many an obstacle and conflict, and so the day when a squire married a princess was remembered for all the days and nights to come.